Welcome to week 5 of my Mallorca training vlog, and as you can see I'm dressed to go out for my first road ride this week. In fact, it's the first road ride that I've done in about 10 days thanks to the beast from the east and the really cold weather that we had last week. My plan today is to go out and ride 40 kilometres down to Hayling Island, and this is a fairly flat route, but on the way back I will be climbing up one of the local infamous hills of Farlington Avenue. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I've been looking at Sacalobra on Mallorca on Strava, and although it's one of the island's most iconic climbs, would you believe I've never ridden up it in all the times I've been going out to Mallorca since 2003. So I don't really know what to expect, but according to Strava it's about 9 kilometres long with an average gradient of 7%. Now here in the UK we don't generally have things that long or that steep, or at least here where I live we don't, and the closest I can get to it at the moment is Farlington Avenue. So the stats on Farlington Avenue is that it's 1 kilometre long with an average gradient of 7%. So what I will do today is just ride up it once, and then as my training progresses and I get stronger, I'll do some rides where I go up it twice and then 3 times and 4 times and so on. So hopefully that will stand me in good stead for when I climb Sacalobra in Mallorca. So here's my onboard camera footage of me actually climbing up Farlington Avenue. Now the first part wasn't too bad. It was fairly easy at about 4 or 5%. And then I went around a corner and it actually levelled out to about 1 or 2%. And then the last bit, it really started to kick up.
Well, that was tough. Last 300 metres were about 14%, so I was right on my limit there. Almost came to a stop because I couldn't pedal fast enough. But I managed to get up all in one go, so that's a win today.
Unfortunately, when it comes to climbing, good technique and sheer determination will only score me so many pink pixie points. If I want to do myself a real favour and improve my climbing ability, then I have no choice but to lose some weight. Now last week I posted a film about how weight affects your ability to climb, and to summarise it, put very simply, if you increase your weight by say 10%, then you will require 10% additional power to get up the same climb in the same time. So if I can lose a few kilos, then I'll get up those climbs in Mallorca much quicker. Another mistake that I think I'm making is focusing far too much on the long-term goal of the Mallorca trip in September. I really do need to start focusing on the short-term goals, and one of those coming up is to be able to ride 50 kilometres, and that's in about 10 days time, and I think I'm fairly well on target to achieve that. But the other short-term goal that I'm really going to focus on is the Isle of Wight randonnée that takes place at the beginning of May. So from where I am now, that's about 2 months' time. And the advantage of this is that it's far enough away to be able to do something about it, but it's not so far away that it's abstract. You know, it's a very real, very tangible goal that I need to achieve, and I need to work towards if I'm to have any success riding around the island. So having just said that I'm not going to focus too much on the Mallorca trip at this stage, let's go back and talk about some of the things that are going to happen when we arrive. Now, I've been going out to Mallorca since 2003, and this will be my 6th trip out there, and every time I've been, I've taken my own bike with me, and this has involved putting my bike into a bike box, putting it on a plane and then flying it out there. Thankfully it's always arrived in one piece and there's not been any problems. But this time I'm going to be taking advantage of the services of a company called Love Velo, who will be supplying some hire bikes, and they'll also be giving us some airport transfers while we're there. Now, Love Velo are a London-based travel company that specialise in organising cycling trips all over Europe and indeed all over the world. They cater for people that range from elite cyclists all the way down to people that just want to go and have a nice leisurely cycling holiday. Have a look at their website. They've got some fantastic trips on there, and if you like the look of anything, they very kindly agreed to give a £50 discount if you use the discount code below, which I'm going to include in the description to this film. So as I said earlier, I'm going to start focusing a bit more on my training for the Isle of Wight Randonnée. So if you don't know what that is, I have talked about it very briefly before, but basically it's a ride around the Isle of Wight, which is an island just off the south coast of England here. It's about 20 miles down the road from me, although I do need to take a ferry to get there. The island itself is about 110 kilometres round. And it is quite hilly, so the ride is quite challenging, but the payoff is that there's some fantastic scenery, it's incredibly well organised, and it's an absolutely fantastic day out. And if you want to take part, all you have to do is sign up. You can do that by googling Isle of Wight Randonnée 2018 and you get to their website, you sign up, and the best thing of all is that it is completely free. So if you've got an event that you're training for, why not tell me all about it in the comments below? And if you found this film useful, please like and share. And if you'd like to get the most out of your cycling, please consider subscribing for my regular weekly uploads. You can do so by clicking the subscribe button, and don't forget to also click the little bell icon so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching.